News Radio 1120 KPNW. Thanks for being with us. Legal Wednesday. Let's talk to somebody that's in the biz. It is Grace Weatherly. She's an attorney. She joins us on the Wake Up Call. Grace, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you, Bill?
I am just fine. Thank you. Are you well caffeinated? Have you had enough coffee this morning? Are you ready to go? Huh?
Ready to roll. I'm fully fueled.
Okay, good deal. So, Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is being sued by a 25-year-old woman in North Texas claiming that he's her dad, biologically at least. And it was reported in the local papers there that in a lawsuit filed last week, Alexandra Davis said that she was conceived when Jones had a relationship with her mother, Cynthia Davis, in the mid-'90s. So she says that she's his kid. Legally, does that make her... I mean, let's assume that it was proven true. Why is she eligible for anything? Or what legally would she be eligible to get from him?
Well, that's a great question, and we don't really know what she's looking for because this lawsuit she's filed, she's not asking for any money. She's only asking for a declaration that he's her father. I assume she's going to try to get out of her mother's agreement to accept some of money in exchange for keeping her secrecy about the alleged paternity of her child. But you know, on one hand, you'd say, well, how could this girl, 25-year-old, be bound by an agreement that was before she was ever even born, that was made before she was born? But on the other hand, she may be found to be a third-party beneficiary of that agreement if, you know, this money of support has come to her and supported her all these years. So it's a strange situation and not without risks on behalf of the plaintiffs. So Alexandra has sued seeking a declaratory judgment, which under Texas law, Mr. Jones could get a judgment against her for his attorney's fees if she comes in second and loses this case. Obviously, he would also have a counterclaim against her for defamation. Now, would that judgment be collectible? Probably not, but still, that's a risk that a young person's taking. Now, if she's just seeking publicity, she's already gotten that, right, just by filing the lawsuit. And you have to wonder, considering that she and her mother were on a reality show called Big Rich Texas 10 years ago. So it could be a publicity stunt, or it could be that she's looking for a big payday and thinking that Jerry would just write a check to make her go away. You know, I think Mrs. Jones may have something to say to that about that, since this conception, if it were true or proven to be true, would have occurred, about 35 years of their almost 60-year marriage. And she's put up with a lot from Jerry Jones, including some really bad plastic surgery. But this is asking for a whole bunch, to turn her head the other way.
So the mom, did I get this right, that the mom had made some sort of agreement with Jerry Jones? You pay me money and we'll just keep the fact that you knocked me up a secret?
That's the allegation. I don't know if it's true.
And now the daughter comes out and says, you're my dad. I'm just wondering, could Jerry go after the mom?
Oh,
if there was a legal agreement, you don't tell. Could he go after the mom?
He could. I think it would just be a breach of contract case.
That's what I was thinking.
But again, maybe he could get a judgment against her for the money he paid her, but could he collect that? The only deep pocket we see here that's collectible would be, of course, against Mr. Jones. But like I said, if she'd have to prove she was a third-party beneficiary to be bound by that agreement, and that's tough. Another twist to this, as if there's not enough already, is here in Dallas County, which is my county. Our jurors are very liberal politically, but this judge is appointed by our Republican governor, and she's a member of the Federalist Society, so she may not be that welcoming to this type of claim in her court.
Is it possible that she wants And we're talking about the daughter, Alexandra Davis, that she wants the judgment so that later on, when Jerry Jones leaves this earthly coil, that she might be somehow feeling like she's owed part of his estate?
Well, if he died without a will, she would be, if she proved she was his biological child. However, in Texas, you can leave your own biological child out of your will, and I assume anyone with Mr. Jones's assets has done estate planning.
Yeah, you would think.
You'd think.
All right. What a messy case. I'm curious if this lady came to you, Alexandra Davis, and said, I want to do this. Would this be a case that you would personally want to handle?
Interesting. I have had similar cases against members of his organization in years past. Not a paternity suit, but a related type of case. So in my younger years, this might have been a case that I was interested in. Today, it doesn't really meet my criteria of case selection. But what I would warn her is that she really would have to have some more proof than just hoping for a DNA test to come out positive, because she'd be putting so much on the line.
What kind of evidence other than a DNA? I mean,
well, there could be evidence of their relationship.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Grace, thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thank you. Have a great day.
You take care.